Hello to all of our ZAG families participating in this orientation program. My name is Kent Porterfield, and I serve as GU's Vice Provost for Student Affairs. Like our new students, I'm also new to Gonzaga this fall, but I'm not new to Jesuit higher education. For nearly 14 years, I served as the Vice President for Student Development at St. Louis University, a Jesuit research university in St. Louis, Missouri, and I really am thrilled to be here at Gonzaga and to welcome you to this Gonzaga family. For some of you, this may be your first child in college, but for others, this may be an experience you've been through before. Wherever you may be in your journey as a family, I say welcome to Gonzaga. We have a lot in common. I'm a college parent myself. I have two daughters. One is a senior and the other is a sophomore, and they both attend college nearly 2,000 miles away from Spokane. So I have a special place in my heart for you, as I know the emotions, the ups and the downs that you go through when your students are in college. And even though I've worked in higher education for more than 30 years, and I fully know what to expect, the experience of sending my daughters off to school was both exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time. So if I may, I'd like to offer just a little bit of advice, a few suggestions to minimize some of the turbulence and accentuate some of the positives. One suggestion is to have a game plan. Talk to your students about how often you'd like to communicate, how this communication should occur. Do you expect a phone call once a week? Maybe you're texting on a regular basis. Maybe you use Snapchat or Zoom or FaceTime. Social media makes connecting so much easier than when I was a student, but it's still important for you and your student to mutually set expectations and agree on a reasonable plan, a plan that works for you and a plan that works for your student. Talk about your expectations around academics. University classes are very different than high school courses. For one, your access to faculty and academic progress reports is going to be limited. Much of the information you will receive will come from your student. So getting on the same page concerning those expectations is going to head off some emotional and stressful conversations later. Another tough conversation to have with your student is about healthy choices and decision-making. Resources have been provided through the Parent and Family Relations Office to help facilitate these discussions. It's something that we call ZAG Talk. You can refer back to this guide in your orientation materials, or you can locate it on the Parent and Family Relations website. If you've already discussed these topics, well, I encourage you to revisit them every so often and be a clear and supportive voice for your student as they experience college. One of the hardest things for my wife and I to do was to back off and allow our daughters to make decisions, make some mistakes, learn from those mistakes, to develop the skills of analyzing situations and making their own decisions. It really is like watching them fall off their bicycle for the first time. It's so hard, but it's important in terms of developing resiliency and learning how to get back on the bike and start pedaling. I know that those conversations are especially tough in the moment, but you're going to be glad later on when your students graduate and they enter the world, because they're going to be fully capable and ready to handle whatever comes their way. Don't forget the Parent and Family Relations website. It's a great resource, and I recommend that you connect as often as you need to with the Parent and Family Relations Office. It's a great staff, and they are dedicated to building relationships with parents and supporting you, providing assistance when you need it. If you haven't enrolled in the newsletter and communications portal, well, please do so. Parent and Family Relations Office keeps families connected to the university, and they provide valuable and timely information, and not just about Gonzaga and Spokane, but also about the issues that are relevant to being a parent or a family member of a college student. I'm sure all of us would agree that 2020 isn't exactly turning out to be the year we all thought it would be. COVID-19 is challenging our patience, our resilience, and our creativity. There's no question about that this is going to be a different semester, challenging semester. Our Zagon website contains information that you're going to want to know about Gonzaga University and campus life this fall in the face of COVID-19. I cannot reinforce enough that the changes that we are making are intended to create the safest and healthiest campus possible. The safety and well-being of our students and all members of our university community is what is most important to us. To be healthy and successful at GU, we're asking our students, faculty, and staff to follow the guidance and practice behaviors that prevent the spread of COVID-19 and that hopefully protect us all. Again, please check gonzaga.edu/Zagon to stay current with our plans and updates for this fall. I want you to know that your students will not be alone at GU. We're here for your students more than ever to support and provide them with the tools they need to be successful. And while I understand you may be experiencing a higher level of stress and anxiety about sending your student to us, given the impacts of this terrible pandemic, know that we're here to support you and we'll get through this together. I hope to meet so many of you in the days ahead. I want to welcome you to Gonzaga. Zag up and zag on.